Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Now let's have Ishani. Would you like to sing this and we'll repeat after you, please?
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
I need you know.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, so thank you, Ishani ji, Advait ji, Ahan ji. Thank you all for singing, and we'll get started. Can you all see the screen?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if we should wait a few minutes.
There's an echo.
There's an echo?
Mm-hmm.
Does everybody get an echo?
I feel no echoes.
Oh, okay, good.
Well, I hear an echo of you saying Ishani Chichi, thank you for reading.
Okay, so we are at time actually, but we can give everybody a few more minutes. So what did everyone learn from last class?
12 Mahajans.
Yes, correct, Dhruv. So who did we cover last week?
Yamaraj.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is what we're learning today.
Yeah.
That's
Last week was Shuka or Shukadev Goswami, okay?
Sorry, I thought,
Yeah.
oh, it was the parrot. Did forget
Yes.
that. Wait, that's a phone.
Yes. Yes, very good.
Charging.
Yes, he was a
Forget
parrot,
to-
and so very good. Yes, we learned about Shukadev Goswami, and we covered 12, all of the 12 actually in previous classes, and today is the last great personality we are discussing among the 12 Mahajan. It is Yamaraj. So who knows Yamaraj?
God of death, God of death.
Yes, correct. He's also called Dharmaraj. And everybody thinks, oh, death. Nobody wants to talk about death because it's inauspicious. But death is a very important topic that we have to learn, because everybody who is born has to die, right? So it's just like there's 2 points, birth and death. So everybody who's born in this world will have to die as well. So the only thing that's connecting these two lines is, so when you look at the letters, there is A, B, C, D, right? So if B is connecting D, what is between B and D? What is the letter between B and D?
C?
Correct. Yeah, and C stands for choice.
What do you mean with the letter C?
Yes. So if the letter B stands for birth and D stands for death, then we are all living this life with a lot of choices, and we make choices, right?
Oh, I had the god of death.
Yeah.
Oh, my grandmother got a death. when she died out on
No,
Not
So
technically.
we will talk about who meets Yamaraj. Okay, Yamaraj is a god of death, and only certain people meets Yamaraj. Devotees of the Lord, they don't have to meet Yamaraj. They can they go to the spiritual world. So we'll discuss those points. So good point. Yama is the god of death, and his father is Surya or sun god, and his mother is Sanjana or Sharanya, and he has a he has a twin sister, and that is Yami. So Yama and Yami, they're twins, twin kids of the sun god, and Yami is actually the river Yamuna, the personification of river Yamuna. And if you go to North India, where there is this river Yamuna, on a certain day of the year, like a brother and sister, if they come and offer, the sister will offer food and food to the brother, and then the brother takes a dip in the Yamuna. It is believed that that person will not see Yamaraj, okay, the god of death, when they leave the body. So that is a festival like that called Yamadvita. So it's like the second day of the moon. There's a whole calendar, and it's coming in Kartik month. Okay,
It's called lunar calendar.
Yeah, there's a lunar calendar, just like we have January, February. There is another calendar called Vaishnav calendar. It's based on the moon, the moving of the moon, and it has, each month has 29.5 days. And in this lunar calendar, actually right now, the month that is going is called Purushottam month, okay? So we are all very fortunate to come here together and discuss about God and
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, welcome to the call. Can you hear us?
Prabhuji, there are two things going on at the same time.
Oh,
Hi.
Green appeared.
We can't.
Oh, hi, Adri.
you're getting an echo?
Yeah, because I was getting an echo here. There was another Zoom.
Hare Krishna.
Hi.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so
That Zoom meeting here, and then keep this here. Remember the one you opened earlier?
Did someone just shrink in grass? Someone just shrunk.
That's just the background.
So you're getting an echo still?
What?
No. No, Prabhuji, there's no echo.
Okay.
There is an echo.
Well,
I heard an echo.
That's because you opened another meeting here. Remember?
Let me stop share and share again.
Yeah.
You share.
Yeah.
Okay, that will help.
I don't.
Now do you hear an echo?
No, I don't hear any echoes anymore.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Now I think you share again.
So, okay, I'll start sharing again. Hopefully this time.
No.
Okay, welcome all to the call. We were starting to discuss about Yamaraj, who is the last Mahajan we have to discuss. Yeah, we were discussing this whole series of 12 Mahajans, and Mahajans are great personalities or devotees of the Lord or Krishna or whoever you want to call Lord as. And so the 12 Mahajans are Swayambhu is Brahma, Narada, Shiva, Prahlada.
I will
Yeah. Yeah, Prahlad. Prahlad, Janaka. Yeah. Then comes, okay, I kind of taken the slide. So yeah. So Prahlad, Janaka, then Bhishma. So we are going in order. So we covered Brahma, Narada, Shiva, Kumara, Manu, Prahlada, Janaka, Bhishma. Bali.
Bali Selki.
Yeah. Vyasakir, we said, is Sukadev Goswami. He's a son of Vyasa. So Vyasakir. And then Vyam is the person who we are discussing today. Vyam means we.
Where are you looking?
Do you see the screen?
No. But
Oh,
where are
okay.
you looking?
Oh yeah, this is
I think-
just a screen we have.
Yeah, there's a screen.
Is everyone seeing the screen?
No, I can't. Where?
Is anyone seeing the screen?
I can't. I'm seeing
We
the
can, but we
presentation.
can
Wait,
see
who
it.
changed the presentation? I could.
Okay, so I think
I
everybody
can
can
see the
screen.
presentation. What happened to it?
No, I just reshared it. Okay, so okay. So we just went through the 12 Mahajans, and we are saying that the 12th Mahajan is Yamaraj, and we are discussing Yamaraj today. Okay, so just so that we can all know what we are covering, and all these 12 Mahajans are great devotees of the Lord. And we will come to the story. Who is saying this? Actually, Yamaraj is saying this verse about who knows the secret of how to serve God. Okay. And this is a verse in Srimad Bhagavatam. And we have been discussing that for a few months now. And we have reached like the last great personality is Yamaraj. So, so there are a lot of stories about Yamaraj. So I'm going to maybe quickly mute everyone, and then we'll go through the stories, and then we'll have a Kahoot quiz. So everybody have a device ready to.
Prabhuji,
Yes. Yes.
Prabhuji, so there is a delay. What happens is like,
I think it's only for you, Prabhuji. Maybe you started 2 meetings or something. Nobody else
no,
is.
Zoom meeting I started in laptop. See,
Yeah,
it's
but
even my voice is echoing.
yeah, but nobody else is getting that problem. So can you go out and come in again?
Okay.
We don't hear any echo, Prabhuji.
I will. No. Zoom meeting I started.
Yeah.
I heard the echo.
Yeah, it is at your end. Maybe there's 2 meetings at your end you started or something.
Maybe.
Yeah, for us, we don't hear any echo, Prabhuji.
Let me go out and then come back.
Yes.
Yeah, let's see if you're in 2 meetings. But actually,
Yeah.
no. So when you were trying to share your screen,
Okay. So, okay, let's continue then. So we were talking about how Mother Yamuna is the twin of Yamaraj, and she's a great devotee of Krishna. We know Krishna has a lot of pastimes at the banks of river Yamuna. So whoever takes shelter of Mother Yamuna takes a bath and during this festival, and who will not have to see Yamaraj, who is the god of death, and he is also the judge. Every time the soul leaves the body, the soul has to go to Yamaraj if they are living a very self-centered life, not thinking of God as the supreme and thinking that I myself am the greatest and I don't need to pray to God or worship God or think about God. So such people have to go to Yamaraj for their actions. And then Yamaraj will decide whether you go to heavenly planets or hellish planets. Depends on if you did good activities, philanthropic activities, or if you did very cruel activities like killing people or something like that, then Yamaraj will give you a prison or a hell planet depending on the deeds you did in this life. So if the body is getting burned, right, burned or buried, however people take care of the dead bodies, then who is going to Yamaraj? Anybody knows the answer to that?
who is going to Yamaraj?
Yeah. So
That anniversary?
yeah, Yes, not death anniversary. So just say that. So recently, the great singer in India, S.P. Balasubramaniam, passed away, right? So his body is there and it's getting cremated. Then, if he is going to Yamaraj or he's going another place, who is actually going? If the body is getting burned?
The soul.
The soul.
Yes, very good.
Soul?
Yeah, soul.
Soul?
Yeah,
Yeah.
soul or jiva. So.
Uncle?
That's what we have to understand, that we are not actually just this body. So we are a spirit soul, okay? And our lifetime does not end. So this is like the foundation of spirituality or God consciousness. You have to know that you are not this body, you are the spirit soul, okay? And the soul is present in the heart of everyone, and everybody, animals, human beings, demigods, everybody has a soul. And human beings, they live for maybe 100 years at most, and demigods, they live for thousands and thousands of years. But everybody in this material world, they have expiry date. They have a beginning and an end.
But
Okay.
if you're in Goloka Vrindavan, you
Yeah.
never come back here.
So that is material world. Then there is a world called spiritual world. Spiritual world, there is no a beginning and end. It is eternal. It's
all
everlasting.
beginning.
Yeah. So we are actually part of that spiritual world, and we have come here to the material world for purification. So this is the basis of spirituality. We should understand this basic point, that we are not this body. When we die, we don't, everything doesn't end. So if you think about most of the people in this world, they're always just working for what we are supposed to do in this life, right? Like when you are all students, so you're studying. That's a great thing to study and prepare your life for the future, right? So if you always watch video games and never study anything and be very irresponsible, you won't do your tests well, correct? You won't pass the exam. You won't go to the next grade. You won't get a good job when you grow up. You can't raise a family. So all those things happen when you just think, oh, I just want to have fun. I want to play all the time. I don't want to worry about studies. So that happens. You know that is true. Like in my case, in my class, there were many kids who were like that, and they couldn't come up in life. They have problems currently when they grew up. So everybody is focusing on something that will help you in the future, correct? So that is a great thing you're doing. Similarly, when we do something good for the future, because that will help us, similarly, we have to also do something for our spiritual side, because that is what, when we leave the body, that is what counts, correct? So we have to take care of things that will happen in our for our body in the future. So that's a good thing. But even something that is equally important is taking care of ourselves when we leave this body. And that is what that we can understand from this whole episode of Yamaraj, because he's actually a devotee of the Lord who is taking care of a very important service to give all the souls who are rebellious and bad what they deserve. Okay, so they are getting punishment so that they can purify themselves. Some people just keep on doing cruel things. So only when they get punished, they will learn that they should do better. So they'll go for some time to the hellish planets, and then they can come back and purify and again improve themselves and go up. So so that is what Yamaraj's service is. There in the Bhagavatam, there are about 28 hellish planets are described, and depending on the degree of the bad activities you do, and if you're doing pious activities like building, giving charity and giving that, you'll go to heavenly planets, which is full of enjoyment. Okay, but the greatest enjoyment is serving the Lord or Krishna. And only when you're fully surrendered and serving the God, you can go to the spiritual world. Otherwise, you'll be just in these material planetary systems. That's what we can learn from what Yamaraj does And again, when we discuss on Bhagavad Gita, we'll go into these topics about what is the nature of the soul, what should the soul do, who is the super soul, and all these questions we'll do in the future weeks. Today, we'll just focus on Yamaraj and the different pastimes. So this is what we just discussed.
Yeah.
Like our soul is going
Through the life cycle.
So when we were a baby, we were like this, but then the same baby grows into a boy, playing ball, studying in school, becoming a man, raising a family, then slowly becoming an old man, very old.
Coming down.
Yeah. So we have problems with our health, and finally we die. So, and then you see this line is going again. The body is just buried in the ground, becoming bones, but the soul is carrying on with another life, right? So
See,
this is the cycle of life and death.
This blue thing is the soul.
Yeah. So it's the same soul that is moving. So we don't die with death is one important point we should all understand today, that death is just an examination. It is just a door. Like you all watch sci-fi and all that, right? Sci-fi, you open a portal, you're going somewhere. So just like that, death is just a door you open and go to another realm. You're going to another lifetime. So that's the important lesson we have to learn in the religious study or spiritual study. Because this lesson you won't learn in school, because in the school and colleges, you're learning about how to do good things in this material world, how to make a car or a bus or become an engineer, become a doctor. So those are all material aspects. So spiritual learning you cannot get from there. You have to learn the scriptures or the spiritual books like Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. And that is like whenever you are doing something, you have to learn look at the manual, right? So you have to see how what am I. So you have to look at the instructions, and the instructions are there in the scriptures. Okay.
Sir,
Yes.
I came a little late. Did I miss anything?
No,
Hi,
we're just
Ehan.
starting. We didn't stories yet.
Yeah. We're just going to go to the stories. We are discussing how Yamaraj is like the judge. We see on the picture on the right, the souls are brought to Yamaraj, and he goes through what that person did during his life, good or bad things, and depend on that, he's given pleasure or suffering in the different worlds. Okay. So this is for materialistic people, and we'll discuss about the spiritual people later. So let's, Ayana, go to the next slide, please. Yeah. So now there are some funny stories. Nobody can fool Yamaraj. So there was a man who lived a very sinful life, and then he was cheating others, telling lies, and hurting animals without reason. He was doing all those bad things, but then he had an idea in his mind. He knew that Yamaraj is a devotee of the Lord, and devotee are always following the Supreme Lord Krishna or God. So whoever is following Lord is always clean, right? So this person wanted to fool Yamaraj. So dirty. He took when he became old and he was about to die, he just took poop or stool or number 2 and just put it all over his body, thinking that, oh, this Yamaraj is a devotee, so he won't come where all this stool is. So when there is stinky bad thing, because of that, this person, he cannot come and take me to the hellish planets. So he did that, and he was thinking, oh, I did a great thing. But what did Yamaraj do? He said he came with a pig, okay? And he sent the pig to do his duty first. So pig came and licked up all the stool and bad number 2 away. And then Yamaraj took his.
But poop is like, poo-poo, like poopy. No one eats poop. Like,
Yeah.
Well, pigs.
Yeah, pig.
Magic pig. It's a magic pig.
No, not magic pig. if you look
Pigs
at,
eat anything.
if you go in India, in some villages, you will see there are hogs and pigs in the gutter eating gutter things. So they are habituated to that. That's why like Muslims, they don't eat pig because pig eats the feces of other animals. So they think it is very, it's called haram for them. So that's another way to think about that. So pig is,
Oh, okay.
yep. So so he sent the pig, and pig cleaned up the person, and then Yamaraj took him and gave him what is
But then
what he was
on the
doing.
picture on the right?
Yeah, I'll come to that. And the picture on the bottom is a big sculpture. Okay, he wanted to fool Yamaraj. He made many sculpture that look real, almost real. And he also was sitting very still, as if he's a sculpture, he's a statue. And Yamaraj came and he wanted to take this person because his time was up in this world. He wanted to take the soul. And this person, he was staying very still, and Yamaraj, just to understand or play around and find the real person.
He tickled?
No, he didn't. He couldn't tickle. He made like 1,000 statues or something.
Oh.
So Yamaraj started saying, "Oh, what a wonderful sculpture! He can do almost real statues, but actually he doesn't know painting. Looks like." And suddenly this guy said, "Oh, I know painting. I'm good at painting." And then Yamaraj said, "Okay, I see who you are. Just come on. I'm going to take you." So Yamaraj knows exactly how to call the bluff of some of these people who try to fool him. Then the one on the right picture is that of a lawyer. Okay.
This one?
Yeah. So this lawyer, he was arguing with Yamaraj when he came to take him away.
This?
Yeah, and he said, "I'm a lawyer. Whenever you make such big changes in your life, you have to send me notices." You know, lawyers, they send notice. "Hey, you haven't paid the bill. So if you don't pay the bill, you have to pay a fine of $1,000. So they'll send a letter, right?" So he was arguing with Yamaraj, "You never send any letters that I'm going to die."
But he did.
So Yamaraj said, "Actually, I sent you 4 letters. And how didn't, and this guy said, "No, I didn't receive any letters. Without receiving letters, I can't come with you." Then Yamaraj said, "Actually, when your hair became gray, that was your first notice, right? Like I have gray hair on the side here. So that is one of the notices that."
Like acha.
Yeah, right. So that's a notice that is coming that, hey, your time is nearing. So do the right things and get prepared. So he didn't know that. And then when he got gray hair, he took dye and covered it up.
Yep.
So thinking that's not a notice. And then he got a notice where his hair was starting to fall off. And then he put a wig and covered it up. And then he got wrinkles. Then he put some makeup and covered it off. And then he got his limbs weren't working, as in his hands and legs weren't working well. He was paralyzed, and then he was thinking Yamaraj will send him a notice. But actually, these are all notice. So if you think like the body is the paper and the pen is the problem you're having, and time is the messenger. So Yamaraj is sending us all notices every time, but we are not noticing that everybody has an expiry date. So Yamaraj said, "Yes, I send you."
Gods do, but gods don't have expiring date.
Yeah. So we'll
They're immortal.
little more. In the spiritual world, there is no expiry date. In the material world, we'll learn about that later. There are planetary systems. So the demigods also has expiry date, actually. It's like Indra. Indra is actually a position. And when his time is up, another person takes that position. So, and then in the material world, there is annihilation and creation. So that is why anything material is always has an expiry date. There is a beginning and an end. So that is one thing we have to learn. And whatever we learn in school and college is all about material aspects, like the different chemicals, carbon, nitrogen, and all that. So that is all material. So and other main elements of material nature are earth, fire, water, air, ether, right? So these are also 5 elements. So these are all material aspects, but spiritual is something different. Okay. Okay, let's go to the next slide. We are running out of time. Okay, so nobody can fool Yamaraj, but Yamaraj has also made some mistakes at certain time. Yeah. So Yamaraj does make mistakes a few times, and he also gets punished sometimes. So does anybody know the story on the left? Anybody can recognize this story?
No.
Okay.
Wait, why does Yamaraj?
But I know that kid is hugging a bird.
Yeah, the kid's name is Markandeya. Okay, and yeah, Ayana, what?
I know that story.
I know that story, Prabhuji.
I know that story.
I know that.
Okay. Ahanji, would you like to tell us the story?
Yeah, so there's like a kid, and then that he wanted his mom Lord Shiva. He asked for Lord Shiva to get a boon that he could live. Actually, there was a sage. He wanted to. There's a sage. He and his wife. So they wanted a child. So they prayed to the Lord, and then the Lord gave them a child. So then the child always prayed to, took a bath in the Ganga River, and then he prayed and then went back to his ashram, and then also he helped animals. And then one day there's a bad king, and he wanted to kill that kid. So then what he did is that he asked 2 of his sons to go kill the kid. So then they went, and then on the ocean, the banks of the ocean, they saw that the kid was like doing a prayer, and something was surrounding him to be safe. And then one son said that this thing is surrounding him. Let's go. And then both of them tried their best but failed. So then they went to their father, and then said that we cannot do it. That. And
Ahanji, I think there is some word. Okay, the version I hear here is that Mrikanda is the son of Mrikanda's son is Markandeya. So they didn't have a son for a long time. So they prayed to the Lord, and then Lord Brahma comes and says, yeah, I'm very pleased with you. Do you want a son who will live until 16 years? Or you want a son, a 16-year son would be the best person ever. He is good at studies. He is a great devotee of the Lord. He's so he's knowledgeable, he's well-mannered, he's polite, all the good qualities. Or do you want a son who would live a long life, but he's very bad? He's hitting, cheating, saying, harming others. So then Mrikanda, who's a father, said, oh Lord, I just want a good son, even if he only lives till 16. Important thing is good behavior. So I will take that. But when Markandeya becomes such a great kid and wonderful devotee of Lord Shiva, and he is taking good care of his parents. But as he got from his 14th, 15th birthday, they started becoming very sad. Oh, when I'm 16, he didn't know about that. His parents knew, right? Because they were the one who got the boon to get a child. So they knew. So they were very sad when he became 16. But Markandeya always saw his family very sad when they were looking at him on his 15th birthday. And then one day they couldn't control, they started crying, and Markandeya went and asked, why are you crying, parents? Did I do anything wrong? And they said, oh, we actually, you 16 years, you will, based on the boon we got, that you will have to leave your body and you will die. So Markandeya said, oh, don't worry, parents, I'll just go and pray to the Lord and be a good devotee, and maybe he'll find a solution. So he goes and prays to Lord Shiva. You see the Shiva Lingam there. So he's praying to Lord Shiva, and then the Yamadutas will come. Yamadutas are helpers of Yamaraj. And Yamaraj also has an accountant called Chitragupta who writes down what everybody does good and bad, right? So Yamaraj helpers come first, but they cannot do anything to because Markandeya is praying so hard, and big effulgent light is coming out of him. So they couldn't even open their eyes in front of Markandeya. So they go and call Yamaraj. So Yamaraj himself comes, and he's also a great devotee of the Lord. So he's able to see through the light, and then he throws his rope, a noose, they call it. So the noose goes and lands both on the Shivaling and Markandeya. And when he pulls,
Does Lord Shiva has a snake on his neck?
oh yes, that is Lord Shiva.
Snake look like a dragon called a snake burn him.
No. This is the snake is just won't harm him, because he's Vaishnavanam Yada Shambhu. So why he's taking a form of wearing deer skin and having a snake?
He
and
wants to attract goblins and things like that.
Right.
So they can become a good devotee from
Yeah,
him.
we covered that when we covered Lord Shiva, who is also a Mahajan. Okay, so there's a point there that he takes that form to help people who are worshippers of ghosts and goblins, etc. So Lord Shiva comes, and then he actually fights with Yamaraj and kills Yamaraj. So that so actually Markandeya comes to be known as Kala Anta. So then the demigods will come and say, oh, Yamaraj has an important service, so you cannot really kill him. So Lord Shiva will bring him back to life, and he does his service again. This Markandeya, because of his devotion, he becomes a Chiranjeevi, and it is said that he is still in the hills of Himalayas. He's still meditating for the welfare of all of mankind. So that's one story of Markandeya, and one time. This doesn't happen always, right? So these are some exceptional stories of devotees even not being harmed by Yamaraj. Okay, so the next story is
Wait. So is Shiva stronger than Yamaraj?
Yes.
What?
How many stories are there?
So we have like 1, 2, 3, 4 slides, and we are only in the second slide. Like a 6 second slide.
Did we see Markandeya when we got to the Himalayas?
Yeah, it is there. So Hanuman is also a Chiranjeevi, right?
Yeah.
And he's also he sometimes
But no, he's not in
planets, sorry. So we can't say whether we can materially use our material eyes to go see them. If we are good devotees and that's what we want, maybe God will reveal them to us. But they are there. Okay. So I'm going to quickly cover these stories so that we can go to the quiz. There is a very bad punishment called impaling. Anybody knows that torture? From the picture you see on the right, you see some people, they are kind of pinned to a stake, right?
You mean like a cross?
No, it is like it has a pointed end, and it is very thick stick. And
being a snake bird?
No, this is not a snake bird. If you look at the picture on the right, you see how people are hanging on a stick, right? So not the Rishi here, but the two on the left, they are actually they were punished for doing some being robbers. Okay, and this was a very capital punishment that existed in those times, where they would drag like put a stick through your body from your bottom. It'll just pierce through your body and will come out, right? So what happened was, these guys, they went to the
That's kind of, inappropriate or
yeah
dangerous.
yeah, that's a capital punishment that used to exist before for earlier, because even today in like Saudi Arabia, like there is capital punishment, right? If you steal, they cut away your hands and things like that. So those kind of practices existed at that time in this kingdom, where these thieves came to take gold and money from the king, and then the soldiers came and were looking for them. They were hiding in this Rishi's house. This Rishi's name is Mandavya Rishi. Okay, Rishi didn't know that these robbers were hiding in the house. So when these soldiers came and looked for these thieves, they asked Mandavya Rishi, did these robbers come to your house? They actually entered through the back. So he didn't know. And then they found them in his house, and they took Mandavya Rishi also, saying that he helped these robbers. He's also a robber. And they were trying to punish all of them by hanging them on this stick. But Mandavya Rishi, because he's a very exalted soul, and he knew Ashtanga yoga and he has many siddhis, he didn't get hurt, but he got stuck. Like the stick didn't hurt him, but he was sitting on the stick, like you see.
Yeah.
And the king will come, and king got news that this is a great rishi and he's not actually a robber, and king comes and lets the rishi go. But the rishi wanted to know, why did this happen to me? I'm a good person. I did only good things. So why did this happen? Why was I going to be killed with this stick? So he, with his yogic powers, went to Yamapuri and Yamaraj, and he was asking Yamaraj, why did you give me this punishment? I am such a good person. And this is another pastime where Yamaraj actually is a great devotee of the Lord, right? So when he's doing his judgment and punishment, sometimes he wants to be amidst devotees. He wants to hear Krishna Katha and Bhagavatam. So the Lord arranges for that. So when Mandavya Muni went there, the reason that Yamaraj gave that he got this very cruel punishment was when this Rishi was a little kid. I don't know why this picture became, yeah. So when he was a little kid, you see on the right, he used to poke insects on the back with a stick, right? So he was only 5 or 7 years old when he was doing that.
Hey, that's not fair.
Yeah, so exactly what Mandavya Rishi told Yamaraj. So this is too much punishment for something I did as
Hey, what was it again? What was it again?
He was poking insects on the back with a stick. Because of that, he got a punishment that he will also be poked with a stick, and said, only because he was a great siddha, he wasn't killed. But when he went to Yamaraj, he inquired about why this happened. So everything in the world happens for a reason, based on karma, right? So Yamaraj said, this is why I arranged that you be punished like this. And this rishi got very mad and angry, saying that you shouldn't punish kids, because they are very innocent and they're doing it unknowingly. They don't know fully what is right and wrong. And anything that a person does before 12 years should be pardoned and not be punished like this. And so actually Mandavya Rishi curses Yamaraj that because you gave the wrong punishment, you have to be born in the world, in the material world, in the earth, and you'll be born to a maid servant. And that is how Vidura is born. Okay.
In the Mahabharata.
Yeah.
I thought
Vidura in
if
Mahabharata.
We do.
Sorry.
I was saying,
So,
Yes. One at a time.
One at a time.
The second story about that poking the stick thing, I thought they will die when the stick pokes on them. But then
Yeah.
how will they remove? They didn't
Yeah.
get punished like that. Like
Yeah,
they were
those two, the two thieves that you see in the picture, they got punished. So they
But-
actually died. But the Rishi, because he had powers, right? So he didn't get hurt. He was able to balance above the stick, and without the stick entering his body, he was able to
Yeah.
sit there.
Because he's a very exalted devotee.
but how will he? He told that let them go and all, but they're not alive anymore. What is that?
Yeah. You let Rishi go, not the thieves. They wanted to punish the thieves. The Rishi was not actually a thief, right? He was
the
just
king found out.
king.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear that.
Yeah. Okay, good question. So we hear about so that's how Vidura was born. So this is also a big story about Vidura. But Vidura is a great devotee of the Lord, and Vidura is the half brother of Dhritarashtra and Pandu. So these characters you'll learn in Mahabharata when we discuss it in the future, or maybe you already know about Vidura. Okay.
Sir, Dhruv told that why did he going in some flames? That guy in the first picture.
We're gonna
He
talk
went
about
on that. See that when he was going out with a bow and arrow? That's what I'm talking about. Look on top of him.
Drew. Well, so
What? Which one?
so
Yeah, look at the next picture.
Okay.
So Drew's asking about
He's
this.
meaning
Yeah, we're
We'll
going to.
talk about that.
First one, that one.
Yeah,
One
we're,
at a time, please.
we'll go on this picture. We just came to this picture, okay? So
Yeah.
please be patient. I will go to this story now because Dhruv is very interested in the bow and arrow and what is happening here. So, like I was saying, Vidura, he became the minister of Hastinapur. So when Dhritarashtra became the king,
Became a prime minister?
prime minister. Yeah, he was a minister. He was very
What
good.
is Hasta Nushta?
Yeah. So Vidura is actually Yamaraj, right? He is born in the human body, but he shows all the qualities of Yamaraj. So he's a great devotee. He is a good judge. He knows how to balance out good and bad and all that. Okay. So he knows what is right and what is wrong. So he always tells the king what is the right thing to do. That is the job of the prime minister, right? So that is what Vidura used to do. And there is something called Vidura Niti. We'll go on that later, but I'm quickly covering that because and from Vidura Niti, only Chanakya Niti also came together. So he has extensively told how to rule a kingdom, how to be a good king and citizen, and all that he has explained. So this is our own Yamaraj, Dharmaraj, when he was born in the earth as Vidura. Okay, and Vidura is the one who helped the Pandavas get out of this trickery that Duryodhana did. What he did was he told the Pandavas go for a vacation, and he built actually a palace.
Palace made out of
That didn't go good.
Palace made of wax. Okay.
And then he put it on fire when it was inside.
Yeah.
And then the Pandavas found out, and then they got a little bit
So
scared.
how did the Pandavas find out? They were helped by Vidura. Vidura, he was very intelligent. So he sent a person to make a tunnel for them so that they can escape before the fire is lit. So Vidura has a very important role in Mahabharata, and and then this is another instance where Yudhishthira Maharaj, when he was in exile, he was sent to the forest with his 4 other brothers, right? So when they were going through the Vanvas, where, you know, they were not as kings. They have to be 12 years in the forest, right?
Yeah.
So what they were doing was they saw some rishis, and there was
Get the pointy stick.
Uh,
yeah,
SPT says, SPTT says, is he the first one, that the person who's climbing the ladder, or going? He or she is saying, uh, is that guy going up or down?
oh, actually he's coming down. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You didn't tell the explosion on top.
Yeah, there is a fire that happened, and Vidura is helping good people.
Going.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this is quickly. This story is another instance where Dharmaraj or Yamaraj comes to test his son Yudhishthira. So Yudhishthira is born to Kunti by the blessings of Yamaraj. Okay. So
Why is there dead people in the background?
yeah, so that's a
We'll
good question.
talk about that.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. So the story goes as so they were these 5 Pandavas. They were in the forest, and they were very nice, right? They are great devotees of the Lord. They're always loving. So
The ones with the powers of
How did
yeah.
the powers
So,
like
yes,
Beam with the super strength and Arjun with
yes.
the.
Very good. Very good. Yeah. So those are all the good qualities of.
No, Adri and Adhika have a question.
Okay.
Do you have a question? Yes, okay.
how did pointy stick?
Okay. Let's continue, and we won't cover this before the test then.
Okay.
So so Yudhishthir, there was a people in the forest. They want to create fire, right? So they have some kind of wood they rub together, and a deer came and took that wood away. So they were telling the Pandavas, "Can you help us? This deer is running away with our match for making a fire." So they went behind the deer, and they couldn't find the deer, and they get stuck in the forest, and they're very thirsty. So Yudhishthira tells his young brother Nakula to go and look for water. So Nakula will climb a tree and then go to the water. He finds some water. He comes there, and when he was about to drink water, before taking water to the others, a yaksha will come.
You showed up.
Yeah, a figure will come out of the water and say, "This is my pond. You cannot drink water from this. And if you want to drink water, you have to answer my questions." And
This
Nakula,
is him. That's actually Yamaraj.
yeah. So Nakula will not heed his advice. He'll say, "Oh, who are you? I am a big fighter. I can fight you if you don't allow me also." So, and when he drinks, he'll fall down dead. And then just like that, the Sahadeva will come, then Arjuna will come, Bhima will come. All did not pay attention to this voice and answer the question. And all of them are lying dead on the side of the river. Yeah. So then Yudhishthira comes. Yudhishthira is the son of Dharmaraj. He's always very steadfast. He does the right thing, correct? So when this voice came and said, "This is my pond, you have to answer my question," he said, "Oh, I'm very sorry. I will definitely answer your questions." And then he answers all the questions
Correctly.
yeah. And one of the question is, what is the most fascinating thing about life? And the answer Yudhishthira gave is, the most fascinating thing is when people die, everybody starts crying, not thinking that they are also going to die soon. So that is, according to him, that's the most fascinating thing, because everybody is going to die at some day, but we feel that when somebody goes early, that we are going to be here forever. So that is the thing that he was bringing up as a good point. And then that yaksha will come out and say, "Actually, I am Yamaraj, and I really like your answers."
The last question was, In all of the brothers who will want you to come back alive with you.
Yeah, I'm just
And-
getting to that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Yamaraj is very happy with Yudhishthira, and he asked Yudhishthira, I can bring one of your brothers back to life. And which brother do you want? And this answer will also very please Yamaraj. And guess what answer he gave?
Nakul.
Nakula.
Yes.
Yes. And why?
Because he already has a son, but Madri doesn't.
Yes, very nice. You should all be taking class. And next time we will have you all do stories, just like Ahan did today. So good job. So that is one answer.
Wait, I did a story?
Yeah. The answer.
Oh, the other Ahan. Okay.
Yeah, that's another Ahan. Okay. So that is another pastime of Yamaraj and Yudhishthir. And then this is a pastime where Vidura, Krishna comes as a peace messenger to stop the fight between Duryodhana and Pandavas, right? Kauravas and Pandavas. And Duryodhana.
In that time, Krishna was down in the earth. Krishna was a cousin of Pandavas.
Yes, but actually everybody's related, right? So Duryodhana wanted to get Krishna on his side, and what he did was he made a big feast, thinking that will please Krishna, and but Krishna chose not to go to Duryodhana. He just went to stay with Vidura, because Vidura is a good devotee who is really good at heart. But Duryodhana, all he wanted was to get something out of God, right? So his intentions are bad. So God never went to Duryodhana's house to have the Chappan Bhog or the 56 preparations. He went to Vidura's house, and there is Sulabha, his wife. She's also a great devotee of Krishna. And she, out of so much love for Krishna, she's just crying in front of Krishna, seeing Krishna. And she, instead of giving him the banana, she peels the banana and gives the peel to Krishna, and she keeps the banana outside. And Krishna, Krishna only looks at the love in your heart. He doesn't see what you're giving. Are you giving 56 different preparation, or are you just giving Krishna just a small water every day? But if you give it out,
Why did she just peel the banana and just give the peel?
She did, because she was totally focused on
Only Krishna.
On Krishna, and just thinking about, the Supreme Lord has come to my house. How fortunate I am. She's not even thinking what she's giving. So
actually, the God Krishna's real God name is Vishnu, right?
Vishnu. Yeah.
Vishnu.
Yeah, we will.
Can anybody hear me?
Sorry.
Can anybody hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
You're muted.
Yeah.
You're muted.
Okay, so let's. Okay, so this is just showing that God chose Vidura's house and not Duryodhana's house. So Vidura is. That's why we know Vidura or Dharmaraj or Yamaraj is a great devotee of Krishna, and he's doing good service to Krishna. And that brings us to this pastime of Ajamil. So we have to cover this, because this is the most important pastime, and due to this pastime only we know that verse that we were discussing for 3 months now about the 12 Mahajans. So maybe anybody would like to tell us the story quickly? Anybody know?
Prabhuji, I know the story.
Yeah, Mishti ji, please go ahead.
So basically, Ajamil, he was in the beginning, he was like a good Brahmin, and he always used to do everything properly, and he used to worship Krishna. But then he got into some bad association and used to do bad things like intoxication and so on, meat eating, and he left his family and he got married to someone else and he had other children. But one of the children, he named his youngest child. He named him Narayan, and the youngest child was his favorite. So then when it was and Jamil was always doing sense gratification, and he totally forgot about his previous family. He was not doing anything Krishna conscious. He was in bad association all the time. And then finally, when it was time for him to die, he saw the Yamdoots coming to take him and pull him off to Yamraj. And that time he remembered his son, whom he named Narayan. So he called out to his son, Narayan. But then but then that's when the Vishnu Doots came and they said that Ajamil actually called out to Narayan, and Narayan is actually another name for Vishnu or Krishna. So that's why the Vishnu Dut said that Ajamil said the name of Vishnu at his last moment, so that's why we've come to take him. And then the Yamdoots and the Vishnu Doots got into an argument, and finally the Vishnu Doots won, and then Ajamil was given a second chance to try to improve, and then Ajamil went back to his previous ways of being he was good after then, and then at the end, after like I think 10 or 12 years after that, then the Vishnudus came to take him, and he went to Krishna's abode.
Very nice, Mishti ji. Excellent narration. So
One more thing, in this previous thing, why is everyone looking like Krishna?
yeah, so
Those look like some monstrous
yeah,
faces.
yeah, Vishnu Dutas, they look like
One at a time, please.
what's that?
Is that Krishna's sons?
Yeah, so in Vaikuntha Loka, there is a salvation or called Sarupya.
I forgot to burn into iron.
Yeah, so yeah, we'll talk about this quickly, but everybody gets the same body or body looks or appearance like the Lord. It's called Sarupya Mukti. So they, we discussed earlier about Jay and Vijay, and they are the doorkeepers of Vishnu, and they also look like Vishnu. So that's how the Lord, being so merciful, he gives the same bodily features to all his devotees and even the workers who work for him. And so Mishti ji covered that story very well. And Ajamil actually got another chance, and he purified his life and went back home, back to Godhead, right? So it is our choice whether we want to go meet Yamaraj, who is like with his buffalo here, and he is a very scary figure here, like with his rope and all that.
In black.
Yeah. Or do
Why is he looking like that?
Yeah, so for criminals.
And why there rope?
Yeah,
Then on that second picture, there's a rope that's turning into an iron.
Yeah, that's just effects, just showing the effects. But for
whoever that is, this guy's so scary.
Yeah. So just see this picture, Yama, who is very, very looking very peaceful and very nice. So this is also Yamaraj, and this is how he looks for devotees and good people. Okay. Yes, Ayana has a question.
So how do you know between Vishnu and Yama?
Vishnu and Yama?
Don't look more like Vishnu.
No, Vishnu has a bluish color, right? This is
Vishnu.
Okay.
So that's
Yeah. So there are a lot of descriptions.
Wait, Vishnu and Yama, but I thought Yama. Oh wait, Yama can change into other people.
So Yama is depending on the person, he presents himself in a scary form or a very, very nice form. Okay. And another thing to note here is for devotees, so Ajamil, at the time of his death, he unknowingly called the Lord's name, right? And then he got all this benefit of a second chance. So in the Bhagavad Gita, it is said that when what you remember at the time of death is what you will get. So that's why we should all prepare ourselves, like when we are leaving.
Already 8 o'clock.
Should think about the Lord and pray Lord's name. So we should, while we are doing our material duties, we should also focus on our spiritual duties and pray to Lord, take his name, etc. So there is this verse in Bhagavatam that this Yamaraj is telling this Yamadutas. So my dear servants, please bring me only those sinful people who do not use their tongues to chant the holy names and qualities of Krishna, whose heart do not remember the lotus feet of Krishna even once, and whose heads do not bow down even once before Lord Krishna. Send me those who do not perform their duties towards Vishnu, which are the only duties in human life. Please bring me all such fools and rascals. Okay, so all of us here, if we can just meditate on the Lord's lotus feet. So this is the Lord's feet. He has some very auspicious markings on his feet. If we just take the Lord's feet in our heart and all of us chant once this.
What does the fish have to do with?
So every mark.
What does a fish have to do it on that foot?
Yeah, so every marking has a reason, and it is like whoever takes the shelter of the Lord's lotus feet, they are like in water. Like if we don't take the shelter of the Lord's feet, we are like the fish out of water. You know what happens to a fish out of water, right? So this is just showing that whoever takes shelter of the Lord's feet will have total happiness. So and each of these has different meanings. This is good meditation to have if you want to meditate on the Lord's feet. You know, the one on the left hand side is actually the Lord's right foot, and on our right hand side is the Lord's left foot, right? So this is how we can meditate and think about all these good symbols, auspicious symbols. We can probably discuss that. That will take a whole class to discuss what each of these symbols mean. But this is a good meditation. We can all have in our heart.
Should we say this?
Yeah, let's all repeat this Maha Mantra so that we don't have to go to Yamaraj. Okay. And okay. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Okay, very nice. Very nice. Okay, so none of you will go to Yamaraj. Very good. So
At least if you chant it once.
Yep. Yeah. So now it's time for the Kahoot quiz.
We'll be with Krishna saying, "Oh, hi guys." So,
yeah. So everybody ready?
no, I'm not
Take your device.
Take your device or phone or anything, and then just take it on Kahoot and put the app in. Oh yeah, actually we have the Kahoot app. So can I?
Yes,
do it?
yes.
What do I do?
Wait, I need to open Kahoot.
Looks like everyone's excited.
3, 7, 6, 2, 9, 5, 9.
So everybody knows what to do, right?
Then 9.
Yes. Gauri, Shankar, Ishani have all joined. Yuval, Ishika, Dhruv.
Okay. So 3.
So we have 17
7,
participants, so we should
6,
get everyone. Anybody has a question of how to join,
9,
please ask.
5, 9. Enter. Is the meeting done?
Yeah, so what you have to do is just go to www.kahoot.it and then enter the spin. Or if you have the Kahoot app, you can enter it there also.
How do you spell Krishna?
Am I in?
Okay.
Can you see Ultra Ahan?
Yeah, Ultra Ahan is there. Ahan. And
Is Advait there?
Kate and Meg, Krishna,
How do you
Ahan.
spell Krishna? K-R.
ISHNA.
Is
Okay,
Advait there?
Krishna, Advait, Shreya, super. Welcome. Ram, Dhruv, Ishika, Yuval, Gauri, Shankar, Ishani. There's an I.
Prabhuji,
Yeah, everybody. Yes.
your screen keeps on like flickering on and off in the sharing screen. The Kahoot
Really?
yeah, it flickers on and off in the middle.
Is it for everyone or just Mishti ji? Is it flickering for anybody?
It's not doing that.
Okay. So, Mishti ji, if you want a minute to rejoin the Zoom, go ahead and do that. We'll give you a minute.
Okay, Prabhuji, I'll rejoin.
Sonic. Anyway. Who's Sonic?
Oh, Sonic. What do you mean?
Who's Sonic?
Robot. Why do you sound like a robot?
His name is Sonic.
That's too big.
That's Yuval, my brother. Yuval.
Okay, okay,
not
great. We have 19 members.
How can I
Ethereal
join
is
into account?
Is Mishti ji back?
I'm Anna Krishna. Easy. This is not my nickname.
Okay.
You.
Prabhuji, I'm
Okay,
here.
everybody should see this green screen you are in. Okay, Ethereal. So nobody should take any offense if you lose or win. Just this is all for our own learning. Okay. So no crying. We had some kids crying last time after they couldn't make the podium. Please don't do that. Everybody who participates is a winner. So everybody has to promise me that before getting to the game. No,
Promise?
no feeling sad or bad if you don't make the podium. Okay. Just participate.
Who's that EU, Viju, Gog, whatever that gibberish is?
Okay, I think
Who's
Mishti,
Sonic?
can we start? Everybody ready? Oh,
Yeah.
Prabhuji, you can start.
okay. Good luck, everyone.
Okay.
Let's go.
2, 4, 3.
Let's go.
Which river goddess is the
Which
twin
river
sister
goddess?
of Yama?
Which
Ganga,
one?
Brahmaputra, Saraswati, Yamuna.
What?
Which river goddess is the twin sister of Yama?
Classroom perfection?
Ganga, Brahmaputra, Saraswati, Yamuna.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Oh, good job, everyone. Most of you got it right. So we discussed Yama and Yami. Remember in the beginning of the class, if someone joined late, they probably missed it, but don't worry about it. This is how we learn, okay? Next question. Okay, Mishti ji has taken the lead already. Then comes Ram, Gauri, and Shankar, Advait, and Madhav. Good job, everyone. Next question.
Okay.
Who is Brahma's son who keeps record of good and bad of human beings?
That's easy.
Brahma's son.
Wait. Oh no, I think I got it. I didn't say.
Yeah, it is Chitragupta is the account. It is a slightly a trick question. Sorry, guys, but because Yama is the sun god's son, and Chitragupta is the one who helps Yamaraj. Chitra means picture, right? Chitragupta takes picture just like our video, like a CCTV. He's recording everything we do, so nobody can hide anything in this world. Everything will be recorded, and we will get the karma for that. Okay. So
But there's no camera which can record for a lifetime.
yeah, so that is material camera is not there, but for the gods they have the technology to do that. So Chitra Gupta.
We need God's help. We got coronavirus.
Yeah, we'll discuss about coronavirus later. Yes, that's also.
Come on, just go to the next question.
Okay.
Wow.
Krishna,
I'm in 14th place.
Shreya and Srihari all are doing.
I'm in 24.
Guys, I'm stuck in 12. How do I get to?
Okay, two questions up, 9 more to go, guys. Good luck.
How does Misty G have so much power?
Who is the son of Parishrami, maidservant, and Vyasadeva became Prime Minister of King Dhritarashtra?
I don't get it.
Who is the Prime Minister of Dhritarashtra? We covered in class.
Oh. I don't think that's the right answer, right?
Yes, it's Vidura. The maidservant's
605.
name is Parishrami, okay?
605.
Okay. And the two others answered Vijitra Virya. Vijitra Virya is actually the husband of Amba and Ambalika, and is the father of Pandu and Dhritarashtra, okay? And then the other answer was Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira is actually the son of Pandu. So Vidura is like an uncle. So that not those answers. Okay. Yamaraj was slightly confusing because Yamaraj actually, when he came to Earth, he came as Vidura.
Yeah, both of them are the correct
But
answer.
nobody got confused. So that good job, everyone. Okay, next. Okay, Mishti Ji and Krishna Ji are
You are in the highest climber.
yeah, UL is the highest climber. Wow, up 6 places. Okay.
What does that mean?
As sure as that. Birth, marriage, disease, death.
I think I got it.
Okay.
I think I do.
This is an English saying. Oh, everybody, most of you got it. As sure
Yeah.
as death. Because everybody we discussed this, right? Everything has an expiry date. Everything that's born will have to die.
Who put disease? How
So-
disease something?
So as sure.
That wasn't a disease.
Okay.
Yeah, because
And birth.
The 17 people.
Birth. Some people don't have to take birth. They are like in the spiritual world. They
but
don't.
everybody has to do that, right?
Yeah, everybody who is born in this
But
world.
not Vishnu.
Yeah, so material world will die. So this is a
Why does Vishnu doesn't bath? It's
as
gonna be
sure as death.
very-
Okay, so don't forget that as sure as death is a saying in English also.
Quick, go to the
Prabhuji,
question. Go,
Yes.
go.
Sorry, somebody.
Prabhuji,
Yes.
sorry, Prabhuji, I have to leave now.
Oh.
Hare Krishna.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining and all the wonderful donations and your association.
Oh, now
Mr. Prabhuji, thank you for taking the class.
Yeah, thank you.
Mr. G, the highest ranker is gone.
Yeah, so now everybody has a chance now, okay? Okay.
Misty at
Yes, I have a chance.
Okay, next question.
To win this.
Yes.
It's climber now.
Why is Krishna?
Krishna is on top. Okay, next question.
Still.
It's a true or false. Yamaraj decides which hellish planet criminal persons will go.
True or false? I think that's a false.
This is which healing planet criminal
You
will
go
go.
to hell or which?
Yes.
Why did I pick that? Can I be it?
Yes.
Yeah. So we said, right? Yamaraj only decides. There are many hellish planets.
Oh, I'm in
So people who take drugs and alcohol too much and all that, there's a hell where they give hot copper into the mouth so that it'll burn all. Copper? Yeah, very hot melting iron, like Dhruv was saying. That is put into the mouth of the people who. So there are each hell for different crimes, and actually Yamaraj has a hell for all type of crimes. Nobody can invent a crime, because there's a punishment place for that. Okay.
Wait, what about a crime called taking a penny out of your friend?
Yeah. So as kids,
Can we change the slide?
Yeah, Yama learned his lesson. He shouldn't punish kids.
Yeah.
So everybody's good if they're under 12 years old.
No, but you shouldn't take that as a reason, and you should prepare so that only then when you become
Can we go to the next one?
Okay,
Let's do the next one.
Okay. Oh, Srihari has climbed to the top. Very good, very good.
Come on, let's go.
Next question, guys.
Ultra Ihan come. 5 players have reached.
What is the
streak
notice
number.
that Yamaraj sends every human being? Hair turns gray, teeth falls off, limbs stop working, all of the above.
What is the answer? This is so easy.
Yeah, so all of these answers were correct. So don't feel bad, anybody who answered other questions, but make sure you read all the options, because all of these are notices that everybody gets, okay? Okay. Next question.
Super.
Vidura dash. Help Pandavas escape from the wax palace, protested the disrobing of Draupadi, tried to convince Dhritarashtra not to have battle of Kurukshetra, all of the above.
All of the above. No.
Yes.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! I'm in 8th place.
Okay, good job, everyone. Everybody answered.
Post that one, uncle.
All of the above. Okay. Anybody has any questions on these answers? There's
I'm in 18th place.
I didn't know which one, and I lost time, and I
yeah.
I clicked on square, but then they say, it's wrong.
Oh.
What?
Maybe
All of the above.
no, all of the above is correct, but he hit on the square, but somehow it's showing wrong, it seems. Maybe it registers something else. But everybody knows what happened to Draupadi, right?
Yeah.
Pulled her robes off, and Krishna came and helped her. And Vidura was protesting what Duryodhana was doing, okay? And then here the blue answer is also correct. One person answered that, but he came to told Dhritarashtra not to fight the battle because it's a wrong thing to do.
Come on, let's do the next.
Okay, next. Ayana is very impatient.
No.
Okay, Srihari ji is on the lead.
Still in
Lucky,
the lead.
and they're all
Krishna's
house. Lucky Lakshita.
Krishna is what do you call?
Yeah, Krishna is.
Krishna.
But everybody is close, okay? So make sure you.
Who's Krishna?
Krishna is on the call. He's Sudhir Prabhuji's son.
Do the next thing.
Okay. Next question. Who cursed Yamaraj to be born on earth to a Sudra mother? Durvasa, Vishwamitra, Mandavya, Markandeya.
Vishnu, I don't know. Markandeya? What is the option?
Try to eliminate. Yeah.
didn't know it was. It was my.
But it's Markandeya.
No, Markandeya was the one who hugged the
How?
hugged the Shivalingam.
Oh.
So you should.
Oh, darn it. I'm going to lose this whole game.
So this is something you have to think when you answer your questions in your regular exams also, right? So you might go and answer something that you heard a lot. We discuss a lot about Markandeya. So, but you should think about the question and eliminate, because Yamaraj was born to a Sudra mother. Markandeya was a different pastime altogether, right? Yamaraj getting killed by Shiva was the pastime there. So you should eliminate Markandeya. Vishwamitra is not even discussed. Durvasa is not discussed. So a good job for the 5 folks who got it right. But for test taking, okay?
Sri Hari is second.
Changing.
Krishna's back on track because Krishna is a god.
Ishwar is the highest climber, up 4 places.
I thought Yuval was the highest climber. He must have got something wrong.
Okay, that's at that point. So there are 2 more questions.
right.
Everybody, good luck. 9, 10, 11, actually 3 more, okay? Who was protected since he called out his sons Narayana at the time of death? Vidura, Ajamila, Yamaraj, Mandavya.
Yamaraj. Yamaraj.
Who called out the name Narayana? Mishtiji told the story about this person.
No, it was Ajilimana.
Ajamil. That's
Oh,
the
it's
Ajamil
Ajamala.
person. Yeah, Ajamila is the one who called out Narayana, not calling God, but just his son. But just because the Lord's name is so powerful, he got protected. He got a second. Okay.
Okay. Oh, pooey.
Okay, Krishna is in the lead.
Tej Maga is in the streak.
Oh, Sri Hari.
Tej Mega. Tej
Yeah.
Mega.
Yeah. So Krishna is like almost 1,000 points ahead. Okay. Next question. Second last question. True or false? Easy, right? Ajamila go to Yamaraj. Ajamila went to Yamaraj. True or false?
I'm a genius machine.
Oh yeah, it says that
No,
Yeah, Ajamila didn't go to Yamaraj. Remember the picture?
the picture was tricky.
Why?
So came and saved him. He purified his life for the next 12 years, and then he went back to the spiritual world. A flying plane came, right? There's a picture of that. Again, a little tricky, but okay, Krishna is doing very well. Good job.
Actually, just go to the next one already.
Okay, Ishwar is making a comeback with 3 in a row.
This thing.
Okay, last question, everyone. Souls coming out of animal bodies go to Yamaraj's court.
Souls coming.
Yeah, we didn't discuss this in class, but take your best guess.
Yeah, you can.
I feel God's. I wish God was here. Please, please. No! Why? Why is everyone going for true?
Yeah, animals just do what they have to do, right? They go hunt.
You gotta do.
They are not punished for what they do.
Literally half of the people went for.
Humans are given the power to think and
souls coming out of animal bodies go out. But Manumama, animals also do sins. They kill other animals as well as humans.
Yes. So
But
animals.
they're just doing their thing to survive.
Yeah.
So they're innocent.
Yeah. So this is a good point to discuss, right? Animals do eating. They eat. They do mating, meaning they have small kids, right? Sleeping, they do, and then they defend their young ones. So eating, mating, sleeping, defending. So this is what animals do. They don't plan and do something else, or they don't have the power to think and do things different. right? So humans have that power. And if we don't, so I said there's a line between birth and death, and what is between is C, right? Choice. Only humans have the choice to decide, is it good or bad thing to do? And only based on those choice, you'll be judged by Yamaraj. Everything is done.
No, let's
Okay. So who's on the podium?
Gauri and Shankar.
Gauri and Shankar, congratulations.
I think Krishna's
The Tej Meg. And first place goes to Krishna. So Madhav is drawing on the screen.
That was the best thing.
No. Okay. Okay. Congratulations, everyone. Everybody who played is a winner, okay? Nobody feel bad. Okay. And this is, just think that you're competing with yourself, because everybody wins or loses a winner. This is just learning, okay? So,
Okay.
congrats everyone. Thank you all for joining. We went half an hour more. Hope you don't mind. So see you all next week.
We got 8 out of 11.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Bye, Guruji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Advika.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Eva.
No, let's stay here so we can answer
Yeah, Advi and Advika, do you have a question?
Muted.
You,
Oh, okay. You couldn't get in the game.
Joined, then we didn't have enough time.
oh, I'm so sorry. You should have told me to wait for you.
Yeah, you can unmute anytime.
You
Yeah,
can,
my sister's trying to say.
oh, yeah, that's okay. Every week we will have this game, okay?
See, now everybody's
Yeah, now-
scratching it out.
Okay.
Are you able to join now? Are you understanding how to join?
Yeah.
Okay.
There was a nickname.
Advi and Advika, I'm trying to talk to you on Messenger, kids, but it's not really working.
Oh. They're trying.
Okay. Dhruv, how are you? Do you have any questions? You're on mute. Nice participation, Dhruv, in the meeting. Looks like you're following everything well. Good job. Look at Advika.
Yeah, I had fun.
I only sing nice songs to my brother.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Good.
Yeah, I'm in this.
Okay. So let me stop share. Stop recording.
Oh, that was awesome.
Bye bye.
That was awesome. I want to go again.
Yeah. So next week we'll do it. Okay. We'll have some questions.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Bye, Ishwar.
Ishwar Kuta. സുഖാണോ?
സുഖമാണ്.
എന്തൊക്കെയുണ്ട് വിശേഷം?
സുഖമായിട്ടിരിക്കുന്നു. എക്സാംസ് ഒക്കെ കഴിഞ്ഞ് ഇരിക്കുന്നു.
ഓ